Hi, y'all. Welcome back to the Hear Me Out podcast in association with True Hall of Fame Builds. I am your host, Michael May. Woo! All right. And today, we are diving back in, y'all. We are diving back in to this Diddy trial. Gotta get back to work. I'm gonna let some of y'all pour in. We're gonna have some fun with this tonight. We are gonna have some fun with this tonight. As y'all already know how I like to start all my streams. All parties included are innocent until proven guilty, not guilty until proven innocent. What happened, mamas?
Did you want this open? Because it stopped.
I closed it.
But it just stopped. I'm just letting you know.
Alright, fine. Yeah, man, all parties we will be speaking about today are innocent until proven guilty, not guilty until proven innocent. It's getting crazy today, y'all. It's getting crazier and crazier by the day, man. This trial is funny. We're gonna get into some Cameron. How now, y'all know the F-ness movement. They're looking to try to cancel Cameron for a few remarks. But we're gonna dive right into this, man. Listen, like I said, over here on this channel, we're non-biased. I'm not on Diddy's side. I'm not on the side of the prosecution. I am on the side of the law. That's how I like to operate, and I will continue to operate. You know, we getting into this a little early, y'all, because I have to get up early in the morning to do man talk for you guys. So those in the playback, make sure you hit the like button too. Subscribe to the channel if y'all new here. But we're going to dive right in, right? So we're going to talk about a lot today. That's why I'm starting a little earlier, so I can get to everything. I really want to get to everything. So let's start off with this, man. First of all, I want to say shout out to Law and Crime Network. Go subscribe to the channel. You already know. They're pretty much on it like round the clock, so I kind of respect it. Though I may feel sometimes that some things on their channel may be biased, but that's not what we hear about. We hear about listening to information and making our own decision on what we hear. So let's start rocking and rolling.
He called himself the devil and allegedly dangled a woman over a 17-story balcony. Today, jurors heard chilling testimony in court in Sean Diddy Combs' sex crimes trial. A longtime friend of Cassie Ventura took the stand, accusing Sean Combs of violent outbursts, a death threat, and instilling fear. I'm going to break it all down with Law and Crimes reporter Elizabeth Milner, who is in that courtroom for all of it. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber.
Shout out to them.
Hey everybody, this is another Law and Crime legal alert. If you received Depo-Provera birth control shots and were later diagnosed with a brain or spinal tumor called meningioma, you may be eligible for a lawsuit. That's right, Morgan & Morgan, they are investigating claims that patients weren't properly warned about. Go to forthepeople.com/LCDepo to see if you qualify. The trial of music mogul Sean Diddy Combs took yet another chilling turn today when a woman took the stand to describe a night that she says she will never forget because she claims Combs allegedly lifted her off the ground and dangled her over the edge of a balcony, screaming at her, "You know what the bleep you did." And that's not all. She told jurors that this hip-hop mogul once made a terrifying threat about killing her. We're going to get into all of these harrowing details and a lot more. So to do that, let me bring on Law and Crimes reporter Elizabeth Milner, who is inside that courtroom for every moment of the testimony in action.
So yeah, I do know I do got wine on deck tonight. You know, tonight's one of those chill nights for me.
Elizabeth, great to see you. Thank you so much for taking the time to come back here on Sidebar. Before we even get into that, something interesting that happened today. The way this whole day started, my understanding, is there was a discussion about D-Rock. D-Rock, one of Sean Combs' security members. He's come up a lot in testimony. Were there messages between Combs and D-Rock that were part of the conversation even before the first witness took the stand?
So what a lot of people don't realize is that when we get into the courtroom in the morning, more often than not, there's arguments outside of the presence of the jury. Then the jury is later brought in after these arguments. And so the jury was able to see all of these messages. They were present while this stipulation was read between the parties. So first thing, right off the top this morning, before we had the first witness take the stand, so nobody's on the witness stand during this, but the government presents the stipulation between the parties. It pertains to March 5th of 2024, when Homeland Security investigation seized a cell phone from Diddy's Miami home, which is the Two-Star Island property. And so the judge admitted these exhibits. And so what we saw from the next exhibit was this preliminary device report. And it confirmed that Apple IDs, Diddy's Twitter, and Snapchat were, I guess, extracted from the devices. And so we saw some text messages going back to September 13th of 2025, which the owner, which we presume to be Diddy or Sean Combs, said, "Hit my shorty, ask her what's going on." D-Rock writes, "Okay." And again, I'm paraphrasing here because those messages went by super fast, but the owner of this device and cell phone, again, who we presume to be Diddy, said, "I thought you were coming to the concert next week." D-Rock says something along the lines of, "Okay," and then the owner of this device said, "Call me," because when we're seeing these messages displayed, it doesn't say Diddy or PD or Love, none of that. It literally says
hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. Appreciate it.
And then D-Rock writes, "She wants to see you. Cass calling the studio looking for you." The owner of these devices say, "Okay, it's time for the ice. What's Cass doing?" D-Rock responds, "I was just checking on her. Cass was eating."
And so you guys know, if it is a little low, it's not on my end. So today I don't know what's going on. And I think it's YouTube. A lot of people's videos are sounding like really cracky, like low quality. I'm not really sure what that is. If you guys hear me, if my sound is matching my voice, please let me know. He said, "Yo, big bro, watching the stream, chilling." All right. Sounds good.
She wants to see you. Talking to Cash, just gave her an ice pack. The owner says, "Does the eye look better?" And then D-Rock responded, "Rio and Justin saw her eye. We said a fight broke out in the club." And so we presume that obviously the Cass in this situation is Cassie Ventura. But it seemed like kind of the gist of these text messages were just about Diddy checking up on Cassie after some type of incident had occurred. Again, this was from September 13th of 2015, and whatever this incident was resulted in her having an injury that probably was bad enough that it needed an ice pack. And so I think the government was just kind of putting these in. They didn't add much context outside of just showing these messages, so possibly maybe the jury was confused on why we're seeing this with no witness to kind of break it all down, but those were admitted today before the witness took the stand.
So I think that's important. It's important because if you're saying this is a racketeering case and that he was using his assistants and his bodyguards to further criminal activity, and you see him essentially using his bodyguard to maybe cover up evidence of a violent episode, maybe evidence of force that was used for sex trafficking, and that he uses his security to constantly check up on Cassie, maybe cover up.
I see people hear me out. So I actually reached out to one of the guys who got the top lawyer that got ASAP Rocky off, right, on the RICO. I really want to try to see if I can get an interview with him, right? So hear me out. People, do you really know what a RICO is? So hear me out, y'all. Puff Daddy, Diddy, Mr. Love, whatever you want to call him, he did not start Bad Boy with the intent of running a criminal enterprise. People, this is the... See, because now if I know I got all y'all messages. Now y'all starting to see other content creators like, "Oh, well, the government hasn't really proved RICO." See, they're saying it now because most people don't know because I have security guards and I'm like, "Yo, go check up on my girl. Yo, make sure she good. Yo, she's all right." she's okay. People, I'm never gonna let y'all guys forget this. Cassie left Diddy off and on 3 different times. So if she came back every single time, it wasn't that she was being held for her life. I need y'all to understand that concept, because some of y'all don't want to understand that part. And I understand it. You don't want to understand it because whatever delusion you want to be in, that's fine. Now, here's my thing. Diddy didn't start Bad Boy with the intent of running a criminal enterprise. This is what RICO is, people. This is not John Gotti. Diddy's not John Gotti. He not Al Capone. You understand what I'm saying? Because he has people doing things for him doesn't mean he's running a continued criminal enterprise. We gotta stop this. This is madness already. This is madness. But let's keep listening.
What was really going on? You could see the value of it. It also makes me wonder, is D-Rock going to take the stand? I mean, who else is going to take the stand? We got another, 4 weeks of trial? It'll be very interesting to see who else may take the stand. If you're talking about a racketeering conspiracy and, there's a lot of people a part of this alleged criminal enterprise, you have to wonder if other people in the inner circle are going to testify against him. Okay, so talking text.
So hear me, right? I'm gonna say this again. I'm gonna keep saying this till I'm blue in the face. So if they give D-Rock immunity, listen. Everybody got immunity from prosecution. The security guard from the hotel, his boss, the other guy, the cops, Cassie, everybody is getting. People, how is this RICO if you're not taking people? The point of RICO is to take everybody down from the top to the bottom. But if you're giving everybody immunity, how in the planet is this a RICO case? They're telling everybody, look, you're gonna go down with him if you don't comply. So you're pretty much trying to force everybody. You're forcing everybody. You force Cassie because they already proven that everything Diddy did, Cassie was a part of it. The security was a part of it. The damn security guard who abandoned his post, took money from the LA hotel. Like, bro, who else is going down with Diddy? Nobody. So hear me. That alone, listen to me, y'all. Listen to me. If I ain't gonna lie, I may want to fly into New York just to go see the closing arguments. I may need to go in just on my own merit. Like, I want to go in there and see what it is. Cause on their closing argument, all they have to say is, look at everybody that they gave them a free pass just to take this one individual down. Now listen. All Diddy needs to do is flip one jury, one juror. I keep telling y'all, Diddy doesn't have to prove a damn thing, y'all. Diddy has to prove nothing. They have to prove. Now, all it takes is one juror to say, I don't believe anything I heard here. And cool, Diddy's a bad man. He's a freaky dude. He likes doing wild things. He thinks he's John Gotti, but he's not John Gotti. He's not John Gotti. All it takes is one, and he walks. Let's keep listening.
Putting that to side, talking digital evidence, the first witness of the day was forensic video expert Frank Piazza. Now, my understanding is that his testimony was centered around key pieces of digital evidence, really the 2016 tape, the footage of Sean Combs purportedly beating up Cassandra Ventura. Again, she's victim one in this case. By the way, they say that that was after a freak-off, so it helps with the sex trafficking claim. And the whole gist of it is the video footage we have, the video footage that the jury will see, is it real? Is it accurate? Is it authentic? What did Frank Piazza have to say about all that?
Yeah, so it was interesting kind of the way Frank Piazza was kind of breaking everything down. So to your point, Jesse.
Mind you, this is a forensics whatever that's gonna break down video camera footage. Now, listen, I'm gonna say I've worked security during my earlier years, though now because even me now being in the armed service on a different lane, I'm gonna tell you something. Watch this. Watch.
Yeah, he is a forensic audio and video editor, and he has his own company where he does consulting, authentication services, etc. And that has been going back the past 25 years because it began in 2000. But he's been doing this type of work at least in the earliest of 1995, where I was just a wee little baby around that time. But as far as just what he did for this case, and I thought what was an interesting point that the government said right at the beginning of his testimony is that normally he's a defense witness that is testifying, and so this time it's a little different. He was retained by the government, but as far as what he did, he had analyzed cell phone video, surveillance video pertaining to the hotel incident in 2016, but also the sex videos, as he calls them, or the freak-off videos that we presume them to be, that were provided by the government. And so Frank Piazza explained that he analyzed 5 cell phone and surveillance videos. It was 3 different camera angles from the surveillance video and then 2 cell phone videos compiled together. And so as far as the cell phone videos go, and this was something that Officer Israel Flores alluded to when he was testifying, where he had
fair use
explained that he had recorded the surveillance system that I guess was inside the Intercontinental Hotel back in, I guess, the security server, and it was recorded on an iPhone 6, according to Piazza. He says that
last year, Law and Crime brought you the trial that captivated the nation.
She's accused of hitting her boyfriend. Boston police officer.
I can't wait to break this down.
And lighting issues because of just, I guess, the old model of this particular phone, but the cell phone can still record an entire video. And so we saw an exhibit, that being the surveillance video from the hotel incident that was captured on the cell phone. So you can see kind of a little shaky in the hand, but you could also see Diddy hitting Cassie, kicking her and dragging her. And then he was explaining kind of the frame rates, them being about 30 frames per second. And his conclusion of this was that the cell phone video was not manipulated or tampered with, and that the cell phone recording was from the native system and it captured clean video from the surveillance system. Now, as far as the surveillance video goes, he did admit that there were some speed playback issues and it actually played back faster than normal. He explained that there were areas kind of motion activity, which again, Israel Flores had talked about during his testimony, that the cameras at the Intercontinental Hotel are motion activated. And Piazza explained that there were issues with the timestamp.
So now let me explain this to y'all. Ready? Hear me. Listen, people, listen to what I'm gonna say. For me, for somebody who's I've done CCTV cameras overwatching, and I've been a guard for the longest time. Hear me. Unless there's a floating camera, unless there is a running camera, listen. Unless there is a running camera, and I'm talking about like NFL camera type shit, like where it's one camera that just moves throughout the whole floor. Listen. So how did the camera angles change? Listen, hit the like button, y'all. Listen. So if there's a camera in the hallway, right? There's a camera in the hallway where the elevator's at. Cool. There's a camera in the hallway where Diddy's coming down. Listen, I'm breaking this down for you guys because I want you to understand what a liar sounds like. And I want you, people, hear me out. Hear me out. Pay attention. I've been in this field for quite some time. So if the cameras are motion censored, unless there's one floating camera, like I said, that covers the whole floor, 360 camera, that means that there's multiple different cameras. Right? Okay. So if Diddy's coming down the hall, listen. If Diddy's coming down the hall and Cassie's by the elevator, right? The time would be synced, right? Because if it's motion sensor, that means that Diddy's camera barreling down the hall, which they already tampered with it. If he's barreling down the hall, right? That means this camera angle should meet up with this camera angle, right? Okay. Now, let's just say, people, I've not only worked security, I was a security guard in my younger years, then I became a security officer, and then I obviously got into the armed service. Hear me. If it's one thing I know about cameras is this. So one of the excuses was, well, maybe there was a malfunction. Maybe when they replaced the cameras, people, you have to understand the lie when you hear it. Maybe they replaced the cameras. If any of you niggas ever worked security, any kind of way, when a camera goes down, who marked it down? Show me the book that shows me the day that person came in. Because if a camera goes down, that's an incident report. That means that this specific area is vulnerable. So that's an incident report. And somebody comes immediately to change that camera. So you would know, right? So hear me. So you're telling me that if Diddy's barreling down the hallway towards Cassie, and Cassie's in the hallway, but the only time the times sync is when Diddy's in the hallway with Cassie, right? But then when Diddy was, as you can see, trying to bring him back to the room, the timestamp was different. The timestamp was different when he was coming down the hallway to when he met with Cassie. People, I want y'all to pay attention and understand something. I have been in security, a security officer, and in the armed service for most of my life. Over 2 decades. And when a camera goes down, you have to report it. If people, hear me out, they have books and books and books that have all this information down. Where's that information? I'm gonna sip this wine while one of y'all try to figure this out. No, yeah, I'm not saying what Diddy did wasn't. People, listen to me. I am not on Diddy's side. I am not on the side of the law. I'm not on the USA side. I'm on the side of the law. What he did, regardless, was foul. That is DV. That's not what he's on trial for. But what I will say is, something is a little weird when the timestamps are different on the camera. Now, no time is exact. There is no time. Listen, for all my police officers out there, can you please confirm with me, anybody, my police officers, EMS, firemen, army men, anybody, whenever we doing a report, we always say at approximately, listen, at approximately 7:06. So that means if you go 10 minutes up, 10 minutes down, it's somewhere in there, because your clock should be somewhere near the vicinity of the time of your job. And this is the reason why when we do things, we run on army time, 0900, Oh, 1200, 1430. Somebody, one of y'all guys are in the service and you understand what I'm saying. Please confirm. If you don't have access to the chat, super chat $1 and let me know that you guys understand what I'm saying. So, when the timestamps are changed like that, something is wrong. How is it all the times are that far apart? Let's keep listening.
Said he was able to correct the speed issue and the distortion of the video as best as he could, and Piazza was able to slow down the video because, again, he said that the playback played a little bit faster than normal. And so he says the video he compiled together was the cell phone video, surveillance video, playing at a speed that would have been in real time. And so he says his conclusion as far as the surveillance video goes is that it wasn't manually altered, there are no anomalies going onto the file, and that the surveillance video accurately plays back the underlying footage. And so we see an exhibit of the corrected surveillance video, but only the first 15 seconds of that. Another exhibit of the continued video playing for about 55 seconds, and just more exhibits of them just kind of playing the surveillance video that we've seen a bunch of different times. And that Piazza was explaining that the timestamp kind of corrected itself and that the motion activity kind of embedded into the camera system caused it to jump ahead. And so, again, Piazza compiled all those 3 surveillance videos and cell phone videos into one big compilation that we did see in court today.
And basically, the end of the day, these are videos that the jury can rely upon. They're authentic. It purports to show what it purports to show. And there was a lot of pretrial litigation about this. Even the defense wanted to make sure that these videos wouldn't come in because they said that there was a chance they were manipulated or altered or distorted in some way. Was there anything specific about the compilation that stood out to you?
Yeah, well, the compilation in its entirety, including the black frames that were kind of put into the video so that way the jurors could realize that, okay, a camera's about to cut to another position in the surveillance video. But altogether, the total runtime, or TRT as we call it in the biz, was 11 minutes and 53 seconds. So the first 10 seconds is something we've all seen. Cassie with...
So now, listen. You see, this story keeps changing. First, yesterday when Eddie was on the stand, the full video length was what, people? 6 minutes. Now the full unedited version is 11 minutes, people. All right, let's keep listening to this nonsense.
Walking down the hallway in the direction of the camera. The next 20 seconds captures multiple angles of Cassie walking down the hallway. You can see the black frames kind of within those first 30 seconds start to show, which again shows that these cameras are switching around. So in the next 4 minutes of this video, we see Diddy running down the hallway, and then it's something that we've all seen before at this point. It's him kicking, punching, dragging Cassie. Diddy grabs Cassie's bags.
Now, I want to be clear, y'all. Diddy's 100% wrong for DV. He's 100% wrong. I don't condone that. I don't condone that shit. That shit ain't cool no way, no how. I do not condone that. Do you think that he's on trial for this? No. Cause ready? Y'all guys are gonna hear it today. There was a time where Diddy threw a knife and she threw the knife right back. And I have to keep reminding you guys, let's not forget who started the DV in the relationship was Cassie. Cassie started the DV. Cassie used to punch Diddy in his face in front of his peoples. And this is a powerful man. Getting hands and feet put on by a woman. Come on, man.
Makes a call using the hotel line, kind of over off the wall near that elevator.
And if I'm being honest, I think that part of the reason why she stood is because Cassie knows that she created this monster. I think that's part of the reason as to why she really stood with Diddy. If I'm being totally honest.
elevator bank or elevator lobby. Then we see Diddy walking back to the hotel room. He reemerges without the bags. He grabs the cell phone from Cassie, throws the base at Cassie. Again, things that we've already seen before. Cassie using the hotel phone. Diddy says something to her because when this video is playing, even though kind of it's a mixture of the surveillance video as well as the cell phone video, we're not hearing any type of audio. So we don't know what is being said between the two parties. Even when Officer Flores arrives, kind of in this next portion, we don't hear what he's saying. Although when he was testifying, he explained that he was kind of zooming in to see his shoes and how shiny they were, but we didn't hear that when the video played today. So after Officer Flores arrives, both Flores and Cassie are telling Diddy something. Again, we're not able to hear it. Then we
hit
see
the like button, y'all. Appreciate everybody in the building.
Shoes.
We got 110 in the building, man. Hit the like button. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for the subscribers too, man.
Cassie walks away. Flores makes a call on that same hotel phone, and then that's the end of the cell phone video. Then Diddy reappears in the hallway. Israel Flores is following behind him. Then you see Diddy and Israel Flores talking in that hallway. And then Cassie reemerges on the other side of the hallway, on the opposite side, goes towards the hotel room. Then you see Cassie, Diddy, Israel Flores go off camera. Then Cassie reemerges with her bags. Then Israel Flores reemerges. Then Diddy reemerges holding a cell phone. And the end of the clip, and again, this is an 11-minute video. I kind of just compiled it all together. The end of the clip, you see Diddy putting a cell phone to his ear, and then the video ends. And so while on the stand, Frank Piazza was explaining that either Diddy was making a call or he was receiving a call, one way or the other. We see the video end with Diddy on the phone, on his cell phone.
And the jury will have to be tasked with is that.
Go to motionarray.com and enter a world with over 2 million creative assets to bring your vision to life.
Is that consistent with what Cassie testified to and maybe what others have testified to? And, you know, again, it seems like it shows what we all think it shows, although I was curious. I was curious what the cross-examination was going to be. What was the defense going to question him about? And I understand.
What does this show? Why didn't he say it's more proof that it shows what? It shows what?
That defense attorney Tenny Garagos questioned him. What exactly did she question him about? What was the strategy there?
Yeah, so it seemed like really the focus of the cross-examination of Frank Piazza was the timestamps. First, Tenny Garagos, she was discussing what is your understanding of the source of the video and how they came into your possession. Piazza says that the surveillance video was exported from the native system, and then the cell phone video was a recording of the native system, kind of confirming what Officer Israel Flores says. But I think the big mystery is where the surveillance video was actually sourced from. And according to Piazza, he wasn't sure how the surveillance video came into the government possession. But as far as just more of the cross-examination, we do see an exhibit of the same hotel video showing Cassie in that elevator bank or lobby. But what's interesting is during the cross-examination is that Tenny Garagos isn't referring to the male or the female seen on the video as Cassandra Ventura or Cassie, or the male being Sean Combs or Diddy or PD or Love or anything like that. Instead, it's just the male in the video, the female in the video, not using their real names. But going back to the timestamp issue, you see the timestamp kind of jump. It says that 2 minutes and 15 seconds are played throughout this entire duration of the video. However, the video itself was about 3 minutes long. And then you see one timestamp jump from 10:50 to 10:56. And Frank Piazza was explaining that when the video gets pixelated, that's when you kind of see the timestamp jump, and that I guess within the system it kind of corrects itself, but the time code was kind of struggling. But if you count the frames, the system is constantly correcting itself. So then you see another timestamp issue where it jumps from 11:57 to 12:08. And in that particular one, you see Diddy kind of holding Cassie's bags in that elevator bank or elevator lobby. And then next thing you know, they're just suddenly on the ground. And so Frank Piazza was explaining it's not uncommon for this to happen for security systems. He was explaining that the system's motion that it's getting will kind of make that change. And while the female, aka Cassie, was standing in the corner, there wasn't much movement. So the system's not kind of picking up on the fact that there is movement. There is human beings in there who are breathing and moving along, but instead...
Hold on, wait. So pretty much what he's trying to say is, if you standing still like this, the timestamp is gonna stop. Like, it pretty much captures a still shot like this. Yo, if y'all don't see the BS that they're doing to Diddy, at this point, y'all, I ain't gonna lie, at this point, I just feel like free him. At this point, cause they're doing whatever they can. They doing whatever they can to get this man. This has to be the weirdest case I ever seen in my life. But now, let's get to the male escort that spoke this morning. Pay attention, y'all. Pay attention.
What's up, family?
Hold on, Willie should be loud. See? That joint was loud. What's going on? So let's peep.
A former male escort who had his way with Cassie while she was with Diddy has revealed that Cassie always treated him with respect. He also said that he was a man of God, Christian man. He was born.
What in the yo, can somebody explain this to me? I didn't hear that. Hold up. You know, it's my ears, y'all. I'm getting old, y'all. Hold up. Let me bring that back. I could have heard it wrong.
Cassie always treated him with respect. He also said that he was a man of God, Christian man. He was born and raised a man of God. He said Cassie told him he had an energy about himself, and it really made him evaluate himself, like he took a deep look at himself. And I guess it made him feel good, you know.
No, this escort was a man of God. I done heard it all. I done heard it. I done seen it all. So now, the male escort is saying he's a man of God, but you're an escort. Yeah, I'm gonna let that one go.
The fact that he was a male escort and he was born and raised a man of God and he was a Christian, do all that go together? Like, can you be a male escort and still be a man of God?
Nope.
Like, see, here's the thing, and I know what some of y'all are saying. Well, you know, God said, come as you are. Here's the thing. I think there has to be some type of line between those of us who are like deeply religious and, you know, born and raised a man of God or a woman of God, and those of us who are, I don't know, for lack of a better word, in the streets. You know, like, I think that I need to see something that you got that I ain't got. And I'm talking about spirit. I'm talking about your spirit, your character, your morals, your values, right? I need to see some of that, because
hit the like button,
if
y'all.
you're moving the same way I'm moving, and you talking about you're a born and raised man of God, and you're a Christian and all this type of stuff, and you moving the same way I'm moving and I'm in the streets, what is my incentive to want to, you know, join you in the church? Or
right.
To, you know, to be a believer, basically.
Right. Y'all hit the like button. Y'all hit the like button. Do me a favor, hit the like button. That lets YouTube know I'm doing a good job, y'all. Hit the like button. That's why y'all seeing the numbers jump up and down. Y'all gotta hit the like button, people. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. I don't want to have to go to commercial break. Let's keep rocking and rolling.
What is my incentive? I'm talking about if I'm like, what do you call it?
Right.
Like somebody who
Come in.
He's still working on me. Like,
Hi, Papa Lindos.
I mean, am I wrong for thinking that way?
love you.
Am I
Good night.
wrong for thinking that somebody who professes to
I love
be
you, Mama.
a man of God should like be held to a higher standard, or
Right.
at least hold themselves to a higher standard?
Right.
Because I can't
Right.
judge now, because you know we're in the
I keep telling y'all, man, we keep letting people use it as a scapegoat. Everybody, I'm a man of God, but you an escort. This shit is weird. This is
no
getting weird.
judgment, era. So I can't judge, and I, you know, that ain't cool no way. So I'm not judging. I'm just saying. But shouldn't that person like hold themselves to a higher standard? I mean, just to show the rest of us, not stun on us, just to show the rest of us that there's a better way.
Right.
And I have a good spirit, and I move in a different way because, man, I serve a powerful God, you know. I do not think you can do whatever the hell you want to do and profess to walk in the light.
Right.
I don't think that they go together. But anyway, the dude said that he was with Cassie over a dozen times. He done had his way with Cassie over a dozen times. And he said something that corroborated the stories that other sex workers have said in their testimony during this Diddy trial. He said Cassie and Diddy would be in a room and they would be having a conversation about something while he's on the outside just waiting for them to rejoin him. And then whenever Diddy would leave the area, sometimes him and Cassie would be left alone, but Cassie wouldn't do anything until Diddy came back. Ooh. And he said he could tell she didn't do anything. And when she didn't do anything, it wasn't out of fear, but respect.
Ooh. Ooh.
She did it out of respect. Okay, moving on.
That's interesting. That's interesting, people. That's interesting. That's powerful.
So, this guy says that one night after everything is over, or one morning after everything is over, Diddy comes to him and say, yeah, you do know I know everybody, right? And he said, I know everybody and their grandmama. He said that was Diddy trying to get in his head, trying to intimidate him. You know, like, yeah, you go and tell somebody about our business. You know, it's gonna be on and popping around here. You know, you're gonna be slipping in baby oil, boy. Well, he says part about baby oil, but I don't know why I said that, because now I got this picture in my head. But anyway, this dude seems like he's pretty much echoing some of the same
sentiments,
remarks that others have, and that is that Cassie didn't appear to be under duress.
Yep.
And that's important for the defense, because the prosecution is trying to say Diddy made her
right
have these freak-offs.
Right.
Diddy coerced her into having these freak-offs. He intimidated her. You know, she was scared of Diddy, and that's why she continued to have the freak-offs. But remember, fam, by Cassie's own admission, while she was on that stand, she said she didn't like the freak-offs, at least not that frequently.
And this is the part that I'm never gonna let you guys forget, y'all. This is what Cassie said. she says she didn't like the freak offs, at least not as frequently. We gotta stop, people. We gotta stop. We gotta stop this, B. We gotta stop this wishy-washy thing, bro. This is crazy. And I want to say shout out to academics, man. Because academics seems to be the only person who's not afraid to speak truth. Matter of fact, yeah, while I'm gonna let this run, I'm gonna bring that up for y'all.
That she liked the freaks off. She enjoyed it.
She did.
She just didn't enjoy it that frequently.
Yep.
But
it's a
nobody's
difference,
talking
people.
about that anymore. They kind of like just tapped on that real quick and just jumped right off. You know, jumped on it, then jumped off.
I wonder why.
I'm not letting that pass, fam.
Right.
That right there kills everything. Once she said she enjoyed the freak offs, that part of the case is closed. As far as the freak off part where they're trying to say that he coerced her, he forced her to act.
And that's where the trafficking comes into play, y'all. See, I don't think you guys are understanding. They're trying to say that Diddy held her against her will, and part of what she had to do was these freak offs against her will, like if she had some sort of gun at her head. And I'm confused. I'm absolutely 100% confused as to how is that so? How is that so? It's weird to me, y'all. It's really weird. But I wanna dive into this, right? I want y'all to hear a woman's perspective of the lady that came forward. People, what you're gonna hear, don't be a sourpuss. Just listen to what you're about to hear. Listen. If this doesn't sound like some bullshit, bruh, I'm gonna say this again. If you think that Trump ain't gonna pardon, all Trump has to do is really listen to the information that's being given. And they're trying to hang this man. But listen to this woman talk. Listen, y'all.
Lord have mercy, y'all. Live outside of the Diddy trial, New York City sounds. Live and in living color. Oh my gosh.
It's New York City for you, baby girl.
Come on in.
See, that cracking
Come on
is
in
her.
and let us know where you are viewing from. All right, okay, there we go. I'm sorry, I didn't set an alert, so if you didn't get one, you didn't miss one. I am just joining live right now. All right, there we go. But, all right, there we go. Silent. All right, I'm gonna go over. Today is day 15. This is the Tuesday. Great, we got Washington, we've got Oakland.
Now, people, lawyers unanimously said, why did they bring this girl Jane, whoever she was? Why did they bring her? People, you're supposed to only bring people on the stand that can actually help and benefit you. People, listen, lawyers are like, this girl hurt the prosecution. People, you're gonna hear some funny shit right now. Just listen. Listen to this funny ass shit.
Witness was Brianna. I started off talking about Brianna this morning. Brianna is Cassie's homegirl that Diddy allegedly dangled over the balcony. At this point, I don't think it's alleged. I really do think he dangled her. And I have to tell you, this afternoon was fairly calm. No one got arrested this afternoon. It did get a little saucy in the courtroom. There was a woman on one of the breaks, a woman named Emily was like, it feels like once Cassie got her settlement, that everyone else is like, I want to sue too. And I said, and what's wrong with that? And she was like, did I say there was anything wrong with that? And I was like, oh. And I was like, really what I want to know is, as a non-lawyer, literally, how do y'all view that? So I'm going to...
Oh, you see? Pay attention. Pay attention. Shout out to LA. Says, I feel she thinks that Diddy will go free. She said that both teams have... I hear you. Both people hear me. Pay attention to this. Once people found out Cassie got money, everybody went and did a lawsuit against people. Who remembers back on day one? Y'all guys know I always titled the live streams. Day one. She turns around. I meant the lawyer. I showed you guys the lawyer, and the lawyer was like, all of a sudden Diddy's on trial. And Diddy has 66 lawsuits. Listen to me. 66. It's a shame how they nailing Diddy. Yup. I'm telling y'all, Trump is gonna pardon this man. People, this is not a game. Trump is gonna be like, y'all trying to do this man dirty. I'm not having it. I'm telling y'all. Let's keep listening to the lovely lady though. It's crazy.
Oppose that. I want you guys to comment on that below, which is literally, I keep hearing multiple people saying that, and that's the defense's theme, which I think is a very fair one. Their theme is, hey guys, defense is using this is a Me Too movement shakedown.
Yep.
That once Cassie got paid, now all these people are lining up to sue Diddy. And
Yep.
you can't trust the testimony of any of the witnesses that are suing Diddy, because perhaps their testimony in this criminal case is so they can get more money in their civil case. I think that is a very logical argument. I think as defense, it's a fair argument to make. I don't think it's true. But I think Emily was simply capturing both. It was like she picked up the defense's argument, but she was also asking that very legitimate question.
Right.
It says so if he is innocent, then he has nothing to worry about. That's true. Yeah, I don't think anybody's like blaming anyone. I think that was a catchy theme, and I think that theme is working. So with that theme in mind, I'm gonna give you a breakdown of what happened this afternoon, y'all.
It's working.
Overall, let me tell you this, poor Brianna, she was terrible. Defense.
Yo. She said this girl Rihanna was terrible. People, everybody put on the stand has all made Cassie look like shit. And now, like I said, magically, people, everybody's getting immunity. Everybody's getting a deal. People, why would you need immunity if you wasn't involved in Diddy shenanigans? Why would you need immunity, right? All right, you would think that what I'm saying would be correct, right? If you didn't do anything wrong, why do you need immunity for? I'm saying this again. If y'all think that Trump ain't gonna let this man walk, you sadly mistaken.
Slaughtered her. Oh, they got her good. Now, it's Nicole Westmoreland on the cross. You know, they sitting her in there. She's an itty bitty thing. Now, Nicole's like a cutesy little thing, right? But Nicole speaks with this confidence and this control and this, I know what I'm talking about. And she has these, and she's from the South. So she has like this little bit of a dialect where I wrote down.
Yeah, the lady.
With Nicole, oh, that was a good one. She has great tone, her voice. I said if she was my mama, I would always pick up my toys. That's how you feel. I don't know if she has kids or nothing, but if Nicole was your mom, you'd always pick up your toys. Your room would always be clean, that type. Like, you're not gonna play with Nicole Westmoreland. It's not happening. It's not happening. Hold on, what'd that comment say, huh? Okay, no comment in the building. We got it. All right, so Nicole does the cross, and effectively, where the direction...
Hold on. Aiden. This is what people don't understand. He said, immunity makes people look guilty as hell. 100%. You're asked, like the guard, Garcia, I want immunity. Why? Because if he admits to the things that he did, he doesn't want to be prosecuted. What do you mean I'm saying it? So hold on. So Jay, let's be clear. So are you saying that you think Diddy is being fairly prosecuted? Please tell me that you think Diddy is being fairly prosecuted, because I'm not on Diddy's side. I'm not on the prosecution side. I'm on the side of the law. And according to what we're being told, is Diddy is on trial for RICO. They haven't shown that. Extortion, now maybe. But you ready? Do you know what extortion is? Now they're trying to say more like bribery. Okay, ready? Hear me out. Where is the racketeering? Where is the S trafficking? We haven't seen it. Yeah, he's being railroaded. People, if you can't see that Diddy is deliberately being railroaded, and Donald Trump said it. Hey, I'm gonna let the law be the law. But if I see somebody's being treated unfairly, I'm gonna step in. Because this man is being hung. But bro, I told y'all, if y'all want to sit here and say Diddy a nasty nigga, he like to do all kind of swinging shit, guilty. Diddy's on trial for DV, lock him up. He's not on trial for that. And they're trying to slowly, but everybody is hurting the case. Kid Cudi, yeah, Diddy broke into my house. There's no proof of that. Oh yeah, and then he blew up my car. But the forensics showed, and this is what hurt Cudi. Did you know the forensics showed that the forensic fingerprints at the site was a woman? He was like, huh? He said, yeah, it was a woman. He stood quiet. No further questions, Your Honor. No further questions, Your Honor. Why? Ready? Cassie's best friend that she's no longer friends with. Me and Cassie was doing drugs even when Diddy wasn't around. We love doing drugs. Talk about just killing Cassie. People, ready? Then Cassie saying Diddy railroaded her career. Cool. Then Diddy had one of his former assistants come up like, Diddy did everything he could. Bad boy artists were jealous that Cassie was getting all the attention from Diddy, because Diddy was doing everything he could for Cassie. And she said Cassie had talent, she just wasn't talented. Now that I personally know. So I can personally say that part is true. Because once again, those that know me, I showed you guys in the beginning of the case, the beginning of this trial, that I had the opportunity to write for Cassie. So I understand what the lady was saying, Capricorn, whatever her name is. I understand what she was saying. Because it was 100% correct. People want him gone. It doesn't matter how you personally feel about him. Right. Listen, if Diddy did a crime, let's lock him up. I told you, I'm not on Diddy's side. I'm not on the side of the prosecution. I'm on the side of the law. But let's lock him up for what he's on trial for. Now let's keep going. Watch this. Look at the games that these lawyers play. Listen. Pay attention. Why isn't nobody... Like, I heard Tisa Tells was on NBC today and all the other stations. Ready? Why isn't nobody saying this part? Watch. Listen. Why isn't nobody... Listen.
Is that the direct? That was the prosecution. So that continued after lunch. The highlights of that where she told the story of basically Diddy coming in. She's still to this day not clear on why Diddy was upset with her. But Diddy comes in and he grabs her. She ain't but 4'11", okay? And he dangles her off the balcony and she is terrified. That's what she said on direct. Now, they get to Cross. Cross basically pulls out that one time she said she was dangled twice, another time it was once, that it was all unclear. Basically, they tried to establish that if she could lie once, she would lie again, and that she could not be trusted. Now, here's the thing with how the defense does that, and this is something that if you're not necessarily a lawyer, you may not pick up and understand. What was messed up is what the defense does is the defense gets notes from the prosecution after each of the times that the prosecution...
I guess being a freaky nigga is a crime, B. Shit, I gotta be careful then, my nigga. Yo, LA, I gotta be careful, dog. Cause if being freaky, nigga, I gotta be careful, dog. I think some of us, we going to jail, nigga. We going to jail tonight, nigga. We going to jail. Lock me up. Throw away the key. Nigga, we going to jail tonight. We going to jail tonight.
Has interviewed a witness. They must type up a set of notes and provide it to the defense, giving them a summary of what the witness said. Here's the problem. It's not 100% accurate. It is not verbatim. There is no court reporter. The notes literally come from the attorneys or the investigators in the room, whichever one. And you may have seen this in the A$AP Rocky trial. So what happens is, a lot of times the defense lawyers are able to trip up the witnesses because what they'll say is, isn't it true that you told the government such and such and such on your first visit? Y'all, sometimes the notes will be wrong. They'll be straight up wrong. And I've only seen once in this whole case where the note was wrong and the witness said, no, I didn't say that, or no, that was inaccurate. Because I think that the prosecution needs to explain when they prep the witnesses that, hey, if the government says, didn't you tell the government X, Y, or if the defense says, didn't you tell the government X, Y, or Z, and tries to say that what you're saying on the stand is a lie or is inconsistent with what you told us when we privately spoke, we're here to let you know all they have is notes. So feel free to look at that note, and if it's incorrect, you could say on the stand that wasn't correct. So like one time, the note said, I don't know, let me give you an example. Like the note said she likes drugs or something. And the truth was she said she does not like drugs. Like they left out the word not. Whatever it was, there we go, not. Whatever it was, that witness was able to be like, no, it's missing, it's incorrect. It should be not. Because I didn't say that I like that. I said I did not like that. Whatever it is like that. Anyway, so my point is, they tricked her up multiple times. And the crux of what was pulled out.
Now listen, people, listen to me. Listen, people, please, Don't let this go, please, y'all. I'm begging y'all. Don't let this go over your head, please. Please listen to what came out. Please listen. Listen with your ears. Fuck me. Fuck True Hall of Fame. Fuck Michael May. I ain't shit. This is not me giving testimony. Can you listen to what came out in the court? And you tell me if you don't think some fuckery shit is going on the prosecution side, that they're trying to change stories over there to make it look worse for Diddy. People, listen, please. Hit the like button, y'all.
Tyrone Blackburn. Tyrone Blackburn, if you're not familiar, hit that subscribe button as you're watching. Tyrone Blackburn is a civil attorney who is representing many of Diddy's victims. So after the Cassie case, that one of the next big ones that sued Diddy. Oh, my earrings hurt, y'all. I got these from the beauty supply. They're probably turning my ears green as we speak.
She thorough. I can't lie. I subscribed to her once she said that shit. She said, I bought these earrings from the discount store. And she said, they probably turning my ears green. She got mad. After she said that, I was like, yeah, she a thoroughbred. So, I respect it.
Tyrone Blackburn represented Lil Rod, the first guy who filed suit against Diddy. Then he picked up, the other, he also represented the other girl who said, mustard on that beat, ho, whoever that girl is. She's a little bit nutty. I forget her name, but she was the one who was, she said she met Diddy at a white party, that girl. She was represented by Tyrone, and then Tyrone dubbed her. Tyrone also represented Thalia Graves. Thalia Graves was a victim who claimed that that Diddy and his security guard assaulted her. She represented him, and then she dropped him. Well, so did this girl, Brianna. Brianna had Tyrone, and then Tyrone dropped him. Let me tell you, what they did to try and diminish Adriana English, thank you. Mustard on that beat. Oh, there we go, Adriana. That was one of the other victims. Now, she's a little different. She's more on the Jaguar rights spectrum. She's a little different. Somebody said, I know I'm wrong and biased, but I hate that a black woman is doing his dirty work. Well, I hear ya. We talked about that before. Hit that like button, y'all, as you come in. So Tyrone Blackburn has represented a number of people, including he also represented the young lady who was suing Nicki Minaj, who was the victim of Nicki Minaj's husband, and then sued Nicki for...
So it just seems like all the powerful lawyers are coming together. Everybody's just trying to make money. That's what... This seems like a big money grab. Maybe it's just me. I could be wrong. If you feel the same, let me know. But let's keep going. Let's keep listening.
I don't know if it was, I think it was defamation and other things. He's represented her as well. Anyway, he's represented a whole lot of people, and nobody has gotten paid from what I've seen. I have yet to see, I don't like talking about other lawyers. I don't like talking about other lawyers in an ugly way, but I'm just saying factually, I did do a search, and I have not seen where any one of Tyrone Blackburn's clients in the last 2 years have received a dime out of settlement money. Take that information with what you want. But this girl basically got on the stand and she said, I used to have Tyrone. I didn't use him before. And what they did was they compared her testimony and what she said to the feds with respect to the dangling incident that was relevant, that was discussed here. They took that and they compared it to what Tyrone wrote in the demand, y'all. Baby, in the demand letter, pardon me, as well as what Tyrone wrote in the actual lawsuit. Tonight, I'm gonna piece that together. I'll probably put that on my Instagram so you can see the differences. My Instagram is attorney Simone Redwine.
Hold on.
Y'all, they tore her butt up. They tore her ass up with that one.
They tore her up. It wasn't
fair to her. I'll say this, as just a human, non-lawyer, they did their job on the defense side. But when I say it wasn't fair to her as a witness, it wasn't fair because she could not control what her lawyer wrote in the petition, in the lawsuit. She didn't have any control over that. So one of the things, for example, is in the morning time, she testified that she was at, I think it was in the beach, or she was at a photo shoot, and that Diddy pulled her to the side or whatever, and Diddy said, I could kill you, I'm the devil, I could kill you. Well, they then said, well, didn't you tell the government that he told you that at a party? And then didn't you tell your lawyer he said that when he was dangling you over the balcony? So it was like, oh, this is 3 different versions.
People, oh my people, lawyers are people. I've heard lawyers, a lady is there, I'm having an issue with my husband, and the lawyer will be like, so he hit you? No, he didn't hit me. No, he hit you. That's what we're gonna put here, cause he hit you, right? He hit you, right? Oh yeah. He hit me. So, so this girl's lawyer, people, don't be surprised if all those civil lawsuits get thrown out. So she told the feds, Diddy told me in a party, I'm the devil. You know I could kill you, right? The lawyer, without her knowing, puts it in the testimony saying, wow, I'm hanging over the balcony. Diddy's like, I'm the devil. You know I could kill you, right? Like, bro, you see how shady? Are y'all listening to how shady these lawyers could play? These lawyers like to play games. This is why I always tell y'all, I record everything. I record everything. Yes, I do. Yeah, the coercion is crazy.
Y'all, the lawyer, Tyrone Blackburn, put in the lawsuit that she said that Diddy said that while dangling her. So it made her look like a liar. And here's the thing. I can see how a lawyer getting her story could include that fact and put it at the wrong spot. Because the truth of the matter is this, right? Whether Diddy says the words or not, if he's in fact dangling you over a building, he is basically telling you, I could kill you, right? I mean, that's the whole part of dangling somebody is to...
Right. Diddy ain't got to tell you while he's dangling you over a building, no, I could kill you. People, it makes no fucking sense. So I'm gonna hang you and be like, I'm the devil. You know I could kill you, right? Like, what would be the purpose of that? If you holding me over the banister, I know what you're telling me. These lawyers is nasty.
They could be unalived at any point. So what I found was the actual issue of where he said I could kill you don't matter. The fact, did he dangle you or not? Were you dangling or were you not dangling? If there was no dangling, then why was Diddy negotiating a settlement with you? Because that was one of the facts that came out. That Diddy and Diddy's team then began to negotiate a settlement with her, to mediate a settlement, so that she would not file suit against him for the little dangling situation. And that the dangling, they never resolved it. She did file suit. She never got anything from it, and there we went. But the way that the defense took otherwise insignificant discrepancies or facts and blew it into making it a full-out credibility issue today was a good legal strategy for the defense. Now, for those who, are like, I want him to be found guilty, if you're leaning towards that, no, it's not good, because they had a good afternoon. They had a good afternoon. I'm just going to tell you that's just what it is. Anybody who says she did a good job you must have heard some stuff I didn't hear.
Now, if you go look at some effing content creators, if you're not subscribed here, listen, subscribe. This is why I like to present the case at the end of the night when everybody's stories are in, and now I could come and pick this son of a bitch apart. Hear me. You know how many women, oh my gosh, she went up there and Diddy's going down. Diddy, this is the nail. Diddy's going down. Every people, why do you think their numbers are better than mine? People, I'm getting subscribers. Thank you for your support. People are getting subscribers. 10,000, 40,000 subscribers, 100,000 views because of what she just said. People are out there, oh my gosh, this is it, Diddy's going down. But then you listen to certain other people who are there in the actual courtroom too, and they're like, yes, because the narrative is Diddy equals bad, right? Everybody else is picking a side. If I was to sit here and be like, I'm with Diddy, I'm gonna have the Diddy audience. People, if I came and I said, I can't stand Diddy, Diddy's the worst, look what he did to women. People, I promise you right now, I would have 50K subscribers. Right now, I would have 50K subscribers. But because I'm actually one of the only, I'm one of the very few channels that are non-biased. This is the reason why y'all guys tune in. Because I'm not biased. I'm not biased. This is the reason why my page is moving. I'm grateful. God is more than good. Y'all guys are supporting me, showing me love, hitting the like button. We get more people in the building. I appreciate y'all for that. Now let's keep rocking and rolling. Listen.
Because even the gallery in the room that I was in, they were like, oh, girl. Because it then got to the point where when she was testifying, and this is Brianna, when Brianna was testifying, she would pause on really easy questions. And so what it seemed like when she was doing that, it was like she was trying to think of her answer from the perspective of, we all know if it's the truth, you don't have to think about it, right? So it made it seem like she was lying, like she was trying to think up a lie. In reality, as an attorney, I've seen people do this. I've been a witness before, and really what you're doing is you're kind of trying to think about, well, wait a minute, where are they going with this question?
Right.
Because you're like, before I answer it, I want to have an idea of where they're going with, because I don't want them to walk me into it. Here we go. I don't know why I'm frozen. Sorry, guys.
Right.
But yeah, why it was like she was trying to prevent from being, oh, we need some more likes, y'all. We only got 300 likes. We've got 1,500 in the chat. Hit that subscribe button as well, please. Okay. Please swipe my hair down in the back. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Got it. So I really feel like their strategy was good. I am looking forward to, they got like an hour, like 30 minutes to an hour more on the cross-examination, and then the government is going to try and rehabilitate her. Here's what I think we need to see on that rehabilitation. One, she's going to need to have the opportunity to clarify that, look, any discrepancies between my testimony and what was in the lawsuit that was filed on my behalf by my civil lawyer, I don't have any control over. Because what the defense tried to establish is that you let your lawyers lie and you never corrected it. Well, that's not true. That's why she got another lawyer. And it's my understanding her new lawyers filed what's called an amended petition, which is a correction. Y'all, here was the bombshell. The prosecution has not yet done their redirect. That's not going to be today. That'll be tomorrow. So that's when the prosecution will get the chance to help her rehabilitate herself. Y'all, this was the bombshell. Y'all, please tell me why. So all day in her testimony on direct, she never, ever, ever alleged that Diddy S.A.'d her. Never. Y'all, do you know Tyrone Blackburn put that in a lawsuit that he filed?
If you don't think that they trying to fucking hang this man, if you don't think that they're trying to hang this man, the woman didn't even know what they put in the testimony. I mean, in the lawsuit, they said that Diddy tried to S.A. her. Who's okay with this? People, we got 129 in the building. Who the fuck is okay with this? People, the reason why I'm taking this shit so fucking personal, because if it was one of y'all on the stand, you would want me to be out here to give the correct story. To give the story the way it needs to be given. How do you have lawyers putting in SA and you don't even know about it? Is anybody okay with that? So are we all good with that? We all good? We all good. Are we okay with that? I'm gonna say this again. Don't be shocked. Now, like I told y'all guys the other day, I'm watching all the sensationalizations. Trump ain't gonna pardon Diddy because 50 Cent just ruined him. 50 Cent showed Donald Trump and he uploading all of these videos. Let me tell you something, people. Like I said yesterday, Diddy is a bigger ally for Donald Trump than 50 Cent. 50 Cent has never put his feet into politics. Diddy, vote or die. Diddy, always backing up Democratic parties and whatever. If you think that 50 has any weight against somebody like Diddy, 50 don't have that kind of weight. Not when it comes to these politicians. Because 50 may be cool on the movie side, maybe on the music side, but when it comes to the real power like that, Diddy got him all the way. Diddy got him all the way.
Mr. Blackburn put that in the lawsuit. And on the stand, the defense was like, well, did you know? They were like, you allege that Diddy SA'd you. And it was like, what? Everybody was like, what? When in reality, I was like, that wasn't fair. So that's why I say the defense did a slam up job, and I think they really made her look cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
That's bad, y'all. I wanted y'all to hear that. All right, now let's get into some fun. Let's have a little fun tonight. So now, people ready? Now, all the effiness movements, all the effiness channels, y'all guys know what I'm saying. Y'all know what word I'm trying to say. Let's not be dumb. All of them want Cameron canceled. All of them want Cameron canceled. Because the Punisher, he did an interview with the Punisher. And he was asking him some tough ass questions. We're gonna hear the interview with Myron. Shout out to Myron from Fresh and Fit. Myron Gaines, shout out to you, my dogs. If you watching, shout out to you. Salute, man. You're doing a great job. I like using Myron stuff because he is a former FBI agent. You know what I'm saying? But now let's tune in, people. Now I'm gonna say this. For Cameron to ask the Punisher, how was the pee? Now, even me and my wife had this discussion. It's not a wrong question. I just think that it's too soon. That's why people are like losing their mind. Cassie's a victim of she's a victim of SA. She's a victim. But according to her testimony, she's not. According to the guy that today testified, the other E-court, he said Cassie seemed she did things out of respect for Diddy. This doesn't sound like a victim, but let's dive right into people. So now they want to cancel Cameron. Let's listen.
Okay, so let's go ahead. We can kick it off with Diddy a little bit here. So this interview, right? was done by Cameron. I think came out like a day or two ago. For those of you that don't know who Cameron is, I'll show you guys a quick little thing here. I used to listen to him a lot when I was younger, I'm not gonna lie. Him and the Diplomats. Here he is. He's an American rapper, okay? Beginning his career in the early 1990s as Killer Cam. You know, he worked with Rockefeller Records for a bit. He came up with the album Come Home With Me. You know, he came out with the song Hey Ma, right? And Oh Boy. You guys remember that? Man, I'm really bringing it back. Early 2000s, this guy was on top. So he started a podcast, I guess, called Your Welcome Network. And he's known, he's the rapper that pretty much coined a lot of terms. No homo, you know, yeah, that came from them. And then also wearing pink and purple. Those were like the colors, the trademark colors that he was wearing back then. So, yeah. Oh, shout out to DPG with the 50 gifted subs, bro. I appreciate you so much.
So yes, y'all about to hear the interview. Now, only reason why I'm playing it through Myron, I got to, cause hear me. I know little ways around. Instead of using the actual podcast. So you know what I'm saying? We're gonna leave it at that. But let's listen to. So this is the interview that they trying to cancel Cameron for.
Shout out to you, my friend. Yo, a bunch of you guys should be able to get a bunch of subs now. So yeah. Rookie Band says, hey Myron, next week I'm gonna go on a ride along with an ATF special agent. I'm seriously considering becoming an agent for the ATF or DE after college. In your opinion, is it a viable career path at 22? It's gonna be very difficult for you to get a job with them right out of college, bro. So, but apply to every federal agency, bro. Apply to all of them. DPG says, smash that like button, guys. Sure, appreciate that, DPG, with a big $100 super chat.
Shout out to everybody rocking with me tonight,
Appreciate
man.
that, my
I
friend.
appreciate y'all.
So, let's play this clip, because this is kind of a funny interview. Cam asked him about what happened, with him and Cassie. Isaiah's JRC says, love the intensity right off the bat, bro. It's always them every single time, bro. I'm telling you, man. Right? And that's why you guys probably wonder, Myron, why do you talk so much about foreign policy? Because if you don't understand foreign policy, you won't understand the problem. You understand, guys? The bullshit they do over here is so that they can send money back and support over there. Okay? So it's not enough to just say, oh my God, they do all this shit in America. Like that, and that's where the Wignats, that's their blind spot, bro. That's their blind spot. I never see any of them talk about foreign policy, ever. They just talk about them controlling porn and the Hollywood and shit like that. It's not enough, bro. You gotta go all the way. You gotta understand the why. You can't just know the what, you gotta know the why. Super important. But yo, DPG, thank you so much, bro. 50 gifted subs and $100 right off the bat. I really appreciate that, my friend. Also, I'm making a community for you guys. The OSS, I'm making a community for you guys. I don't know when I'm gonna launch it yet, but it's coming soon. It is coming soon. And then we got an episode of Fresh Fit for you guys. We're gonna talk about Cardi B and Offset and talk about all the red pill truths that came true during the course of that relationship and marriage. Okay? And yeah, smash that like button, guys. All right, let's get into it.
Puff and Cassie get in contact with you.
Yo, they called up like they was just hiring a regular party. Cassie hit me directly, said her name was Janet, and said it was her birthday.
And as you guys know, she used a fake name. I think it's Janet Black is one of the fake names she uses. So that's why, you know, he didn't know who they were at first.
So her husband said she could hire a dancer. So I just booked it like a regular party. At the time, it was like $200. I gave her a quote. She said she was gonna be there with some friends. They gave me an address and the time to show up, and I'm thinking I'm showing up to do a party, just a regular little striptease for a birthday girl.
But like, that's a great answer. How do they find you? Like, is it ads, internet? Like, how do they even track somebody like you down?
Oh yeah, yo, all my marketing stuff in my business is like SEO, so Google searches. So if you go online in the New York City area and you put in male strippers for hire or whatever, my website's gonna come up. So they just
I'm trying to be serious, but Cameron is a funny dude. People, I'm gonna try to get through this without laughing. Cause if y'all look at Cameron, it looks like Cameron is asking questions, but he's like, yo, so why XYZ? And he tries to look away to not make it look like he don't want to laugh on camera. Cameron has to be one of the funniest, most entertaining people on the net. But let's keep going.
Clicked on the website and called the number, and I just happened to pick up the phone. It wasn't, I don't think they were looking for me specifically.
Right.
I just picked up the phone.
Got you. Where did these, well, let's say the first time, where did these events usually happen at? Puff's house, Cassie's house, hotel, like where did these events happen at?
I was all super high-end hotels.
Gotcha.
So I remember it was the Trump Tower, Essex House, the London Hotel, the Gramercy Hotel. It was another hotel.
Now, I've stood in the Gramercy. Whew. Listen, some of the balcony rooms in the Gramercy be crazy. Listen, man, come on. Oh my God. People, I'm going to try to be serious to this interview. But if I start laughing, it's Cameron. Don't blame it on me. I'm not being insensitive. Listen, y'all, I'm not being insensitive. It's Cameron. It's Cameron. So give me a fucking break, okay? It's Cameron. Give me a break. This is the interview that they're trying to cancel Cameron for. Please give me a break. Don't blame me if I start laughing. It's not me, it's Cameron.
Central Park West.
And just so you guys know, this is how it normally went. Diddy and Cassie almost always had these freak-offs at hotels. There was a few times they did it at her apartment with more trusted escorts that they use, like Jules. But for the most part, most of the time it was always done at hotels, like he's saying. For obvious reasons.
I got you.
I don't remember the name.
I got you, Philippe.
And he's not saying it, but if I'm not mistaken, I think Cassie contacted him the first time in the early 2010s, 2011, 2012-ish. Was the first time he got contacted. And this is the Punisher, by the way, guys. This is the dude that has the erectile dysfunction shit. This is him, aka in pursuit of freezer meat. This guy.
And I do gotta tell y'all guys, a lot of dudes. Listen, y'all, hear me. It's not. Shalia Johnson says, "Free Diddy." Whoa, we got a female in the building saying "Free Diddy." Hold up. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I gotta give her a wrench. Cause she got balls. She got some balls. Hold up. I gotta give her a wrench. Sweetheart, Mrs. Johnson, there go your wrench. Here on this channel, I mean, you may not be here for all the content, but whenever I'm doing Diddy stuff, whenever I'm doing My Man Talks in the Morning, feel free to step in and be a moderator. Now you got your wrench. For you to be a female and come up here and have the balls to say that, I respect. See, here on this channel, I respect your opinion, but that was real. That was 100%. Free Diddy. Now, I'm not saying free the nigga, but I think they need to free him for this case here. He on trial for the wrong. Shout out to Mrs. Johnson, man. Shout out to Miss Johnson. Everybody show Miss Johnson some love, man. Stop playing. He said, bro, I don't even know. But I'll tell you this, people. Now, I will say this. I do know of this to happen. The more well endowed you are, like right after 40, erect, you know what I'm saying? You know, I don't want to say that word, you know what I'm saying? Dysfunction, it happens significantly. Like a lot of these guys gotta pump, they gotta pump they shit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of P stars, they pump. A lot of y'all guys are under the delusion. They pump a lot, they pop a lot of pills to keep themselves, you know what I'm saying? So that's why there's no shame for this guy who got dysfunction. If he hung, it happens a lot. It happens a lot. Especially for like dudes, like I've heard stories like anything after like 8, 9, 10, it's a problem. it's a problem. And it has a lot to do with the blood. It has a lot to do with the sensation. But we're not talking about that right now. But don't laugh at this interview, y'all. This is a serious interview. This is a serious matter. And we journalists now. So let's listen.
Along the lines of super high-end, super suites. One of the suites, man, in the
Pretty
London
much.
hotel. It was so crazy when I got out of it. I Googled it, and the joint was like $30K a night, yo.
Wow.
I never seen nothing like this in my life, man. The hotel room looked like, you know that scene in the Titanic when they walk in that ballroom and the stairway, the whale comes down?
Right.
Like the hotel room was crazy, man.
Now, my story of me staying at the Gramercy, I want you to understand. So they have this penthouse, right? Hear me out. For those who saw my video of my new crib, I showed you guys my new crib. In the suite, in the penthouse, there was like, it's a corner room. There's like a swing around balcony. Like, it looks like a stealth plane, the balcony. It's like the corner of the building, and it has like the pool right at another pool, like the hanging beach chairs, like almost like you can have like fireplace pit. They'll come and bring you like a little build a pool up there. Listen, there was a jacuzzi in the freaking place. There was like the Al Capone staircase. You know what I'm saying? Like from the second floor, you could look down onto the living room and look out to the view in the city. This shit is expensive. Now I didn't pay for it, so I could have sat here and said I paid for it. I could have said that, but it was my boss Joe, cause I was staying in one of our company apartments in the city when I was working full time for the financial company when I was in New York City. So what happened was, in the apartment I was staying, my boss's family was flying in, and they would stay there. So my boss put me up in something fly. So obviously I'm gonna stay in something fly. It is what it is.
How often did they call you or book you?
Like I said in my I can't remember the exact amount of times. So I estimated between 8 and 12 times, but it would be like every few months. But it would be a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Like I would come Friday night, then they said come back Saturday night, then come back Sunday, and then I might not be called.
Now that makes sense because, as you guys know, with the freak offs, they used to go sometimes between, a couple hours to a couple of days. You know what I mean?
It's crazy, yo. This interview's crazy.
For
Cameron fucking wicked for this.
Just pop up. So at the time, I thought they lived out of town. They would. She would call me from a Cali number, so I assumed they were out of state. And she basically said, "Yo, can I hit you when we're in town?" Right. It would be multiple nights in a row, but months in between.
Right. And if some of these questions that I asked you may seem repeated because you've been asked these same questions, I just want, we have a different audience from with the interviews you've done, and some people may not know the trial or what's happening.
Now, I do want to say that. See, this is the reason why I kind of don't understand why they want to cancel Cameron. Because Cameron absolutely has a different audience. There are people, hear me, shout out to those who are subscribed to me. There are people, I know why people listen to me speak about this case. They know I'm in the armed service. They know I was also brought up on kidnapping charges, so this is not a game. So I know that nothing so far shows kidnapping. Then I'm giving a non-biased perspective, and I'm speaking about it in a different way. The same way Cameron is not following the daily city press. Cameron's not following them people. So Cameron, his audience is different. So I understand why he may ask the questions in a different way. Yeah, so this is the interview that Cameron did 2 days ago, and now all the female movements are trying to cancel him. Now, like I said, is it wrong for the way he interviewed this man? No. Do I think it was too soon? Possibly. Like me and my wife both said, it might just be too soon, because that's how people are feeling. The case is still going on, and women are sensitive. But I understand Cameron. Listen, Cameron is a journalist, people. See, y'all niggas gotta stop looking at Cameron like he's a rapper. I got the fruity tooties. I got the hootie hooties. You already know she got the fat booty booty. Y'all gotta stop, people. Stop. When Cameron is doing his podcast, he's a journalist. So I understand why he's asking the questions the way he's asking them, because somebody may beat him to the punch. So by him, you're gonna hear him ask questions some kind of ways that may be a little vulgar, and he's funny. He's real funny about it. But we can't cancel somebody because they have a different approach. Remember, y'all. Remember. I think Myron's gonna say it too. When this guy, the Punisher, was on the stand, he has to conduct himself a certain kind of way. When he ain't not on the stand, he can say whatever the fuck he wants. So we can't hold Cameron. Like, why do we want to penalize Cameron for? That's stupid. That's dumb as fuck. But let's just keep listening.
So some of these questions, I don't want to seem like it's redundant if you answer them 100 times this week. So I was reading.
Yeah, because it's a bunch of niggas watching Cam. That's why.
Yeah, a bunch of dudes.
Let's be honest here.
In the beginning, you didn't even know what was going on, that it was even Puff was participating. Could you explain your first time going to one of these?
Jose says, what up, Myron? What is the take on people saying that Elon Musk really did Doge to get taxpayers' data to plug his AI he created with Palantir? Well, remember that Musk isn't a part of Palantir. Obviously, he's cool Peter Thiel, who has significant ties to Palantir and the PayPal mafia, etc. But you could make that argument. We don't know yet. I know Musk isn't too happy. He's been complaining on Twitter all week about the deficit spending, which is going to come into this big, beautiful bill, by the way, which we'll talk about that.
Right.
Yeah, so I really believed they were a married couple. Like, when I got there, I didn't recognize Cassie.
Right.
Like, I saw...
Also, the first time that they showed up, and again, I'm telling you guys off a testimony that I heard him say and from Cassie, so I'm weaving things together for you guys. Whenever escort would show up the first time, what ends up happening is they, when an escort shows up the first time, Cassie's always wearing a mask, and Diddy wears like a veil or a mask as well, so they don't know what's going on.
Face, he looked familiar, but honestly, when I saw it, I thought she was Megan Good.
Right.
Like, if I was gonna pin, I was like, yo, I think this is Megan Good, but then when I looked on the Google, Megan Good was much thicker. So I couldn't really figure it out. So, and then when she said her husband, when Puff walks out, to finally, do his voyeur thing and see what's going on.
So hold on real quick. It didn't start with Puff in the room.
Nah, it never started with him in the room.
Okay.
It would only be me and her, and she said at some point her husband's gonna walk in, and
you didn't see her face the first time.
Him, look at him, act like he's not even in the room.
Right.
So we'll be like on the couch, let's say on one end of the room, and then like on the far end of the room, it'll be like a table with a chair, and eventually he'll come in the room and like sit in the area, of course, the room, like watching, and we're supposed to act like he's not there.
How often, pardon me, not how often, how long did it take until you realized that it was Diddy?
Bro, like,
get some rest, though.
Like over a year.
Damn.
Get the likes up,
Get the fuck out of here. A whole year? Why? So let me, how long did
I ain't gonna lie, that's crazy. But look, I know some of you guys might be saying, what the fuck, how's that possible? Remember, guys, when he would go to these things, right, you know, it's dark in there, there's candles, and he's not supposed to acknowledge Diddy when he walks in the room. So he's supposed to kind of just, you know, be there doing his...
So he didn't recognize who he was with for a year. What is happening here?
Thing, rubbing baby on himself and not really know what the fuck's going on. So, I guess I could see why he might have not known for a while that it was.
Dude, if you don't know Diddy's voice, B, y'all niggas is weird. I know what Diddy sound like, nigga. You're not gonna tell me I don't know what Diddy sound like. We all heard different fluctuations of Diddy's voice, B. Come on, man.
It was Diddy? But damn, I didn't know it was that long, because the prosecution didn't ask that. How long did it take you to figure out it was Diddy? They just asked how he figured out that it was Diddy. And I told you guys this before. He basically looked at one of the TVs and it said, "Welcome, Sean Combs." That's when he put it together.
Yo, D, that nigga Philippe said, it ain't like he's saying can't stop, won't stop. The nigga said, take that, take that, take that. That nigga said, bad boy, baby. Like, oh, D. Yo, Philippe, you a fucking asshole, bruh. Philippe, he said, I never knew Diddy before the trial. So, listen, I hear you. Y'all niggas is stupid.
But yeah,
y'all niggas is dumb.
You know, because when you show up to this stuff, bro, like, you know, you're dealing with people that are already kind of be shady and they want their privacy, so they're gonna do things in the background to make sure that you know you don't know who they are and shit. So, and also, guys, we're gonna cover what went down in trial today as well. Let's keep watching this interview though, but you know, it's very interesting to see this all kind of play out here.
Okay, let's. I want to stick to that for a second. But how long did you know till it was Cassie?
So the minute I found out it was Diddy, that's when I knew it was Cassie.
So it took a year for you to find out for Cassie as well?
Yeah, yo, okay. I didn't recognize it. Like when I jumped out of it, I did try to do the Google searches. Like I wanted to try to figure out who it was, right. But I'm Googling a married couple.
Right.
So every result I'm getting is not leading me to the right places because they're not married.
Got you.
You know?
And this opens up a whole nother situation because he was hired to be a stripper. So now this could open up a whole nother thing, y'all. What are strippers doing? So if the male strippers is smashing, y'all know what's going on in the strip club with these chicks, but we're not gonna get into that right now.
So then, and I never found out with a visual cue. It was a hotel, the ex's house, and I would get there, let's say 2 a.m, and sometimes nothing would pop off for hours. So in this case, they threw me in like an extra room in the suite, and just to kill time, I happened to cut on the TV, and the TV had a welcome message. So the TV said, yo, ex's house would like to welcome Mr. Sean Combs. And I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like, I had no idea, man.
So that's how you found out that it was Cassie and Diddy by just cutting on the TV and seeing the introduction on the television. Wow.
On the TV.
Wow. I seen also in the transcripts that you would say that it was just a sex scene in the beginning. Nothing, no intercourse. How long until you had actual intercourse?
I remember back when Cam was bald. This nigga got a full head of hair now, bro.
What was happening in the first few sessions when it wasn't any intercourse?
Nah, it was only the first session where it wasn't intercourse.
Okay, so 10 times.
And guys, the way the story went the first time was they rubbed baby on each other. What's his name? Diddy comes out while he's rubbing baby on himself and Cassie, and he has a veil on, and he kind of walks out whacking off. And let me show you, I did a funny short on this shit, bro. Let me show y'all niggas this shit real quick, man. This shit is kind of funny. But yeah. And then Cassie asked, hey, do you want, Cassie asked him, do you want to finish? And he said no, right, for obvious reasons. But And she basically offered him, do you want to smash? And he was kind of weirded out, so he said no. Let me see if I can find this shit for you guys. I'll keep playing this.
One time it was only not intercourse the first time.
The first time. And it was offered, yo. But I was so bugged out. Like this wasn't my hustle, right? So I'm really in there thinking this is a married couple and they want to do some voyeur sexy scene. So we did the like set up on the couches, the baby oil rub down or whatever. And then at some point, Puff jumped up. I didn't know it was him. He left the room.
All right, so here we go. I got y'all ready to help, bro. Could you? All right.
This is a lot of information. Yo, I don't know if I want to.
Could you imagine, bro? Like you're standing there, rubbing baby on yourself, and you got some chick across from you. You're supposed to do like some sexy scene, and you know that her husband is supposed to show up, and then you're just like you're doing this shit, like kind of looking around, and the room is dim, and there's like candles everywhere, and then all of a sudden Diddy walks in. He walks in with a veil on one of them. Out the peripheral of my eye, I just saw this. Could you imagine, bro? Yo, man, that's really what happened, y'all. He be in the corner. Whacking it, man. Yo, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah, this is crazy, y'all.
She left the room.
This is a lot.
She came back like, yo, that was perfect. We happy. We good. And then she said to me, yo, do you want to finish? Meaning, you know, I guess, do I want to bust a nut out? You know what I'm saying? And my first example, you know, I'm trying to be professional. Like, I'm like, nah, I'm good. Like, if y'all good, I'm good. This ain't about me. And I just left. You know, but she did say, all right, well, when we get back in town, we want to hit you again. Is it okay? I'm like, yeah, I just got $2K to rub down like a super.
Yeah, so you got paid like $2,000 instead of $200.
Bad chick. So I'm not, of course I'm down if you want to hit me back, but it was awful.
Oh, so in his mind, he's like, damn, I got $2,000 just to feel up on a chick and she hot. Hey, that's not bad for a night, nigga. Let me know. Nigga, sign me up. Listen, sign me up, nigga. True Hall of Fame. Sign me up. Just to rub baby oil on a chick for $2,000, nigga? What? Bruh. So that's how they got him back. Now I got the picture. See, I didn't watch the full interview. I'm watching it with y'all.
To me the first time, and I actually turned it down. Trying to be on some professional.
Was baby oil mandatory?
Mandatory,
yeah. He got a baby oil. That's just mandatory.
Yeah, I know what Diddy said. I want niggas to be glistening. Yeah, yo, listen. What? Yo, when he testified in court and Diddy said, yo, put that baby on, use the whole bottle. I want to see how glistening. That nigga Diddy wanted the Soul Glow commercial. Just let your soul glow, baby. Feeling oh so. See, some of y'all don't know what that is. All right, hold up. I'm gonna get a copyright, but you know what? Let me just show it to y'all real fast. Some of y'all don't know what the Soul Glow is. For those who seen Coming to America, y'all know what the Soul Glow is. But hold on. He wanted them niggas glistening. Right here. She wanted. He said Diddy kept Johnson & Johnson from going bankrupt. Yo. Listen. I hope it ain't too loud. Hold up.
Pixar brings you.
My new aliens are looking for me.
A new original movie that has to be.
You know, you can be all the things you've always wanted to be. Beautiful, sexy, easy as 1, 2, 3. Just let your soul go. Just let it.
Hold on. No. I want to show you the shut up.
Just like yourself, baby. Feeling oh so silky smooth. Just let it shine through. Just like yourself.
Yo, let me stop bullshit, bro. Listen. That nigga Diddy said, I want to see you niggas glistening. Bruh, let me stop fucking around. I'm playing some.
Also in the transcripts that you said it was just supposed to be like a sexy scene, meaning that Puff would tell you to move the candles a certain way, or tell her to move the candles a certain way for lighting purposes for his visual. Could you explain that?
Yeah, so like when I first got in there, she made it clear that this was a scene we were setting up for her husband.
Okay.
So, you know, it was like couches, all the furniture in the suite was covered in sheets. Like everything was covered in sheets. So it was like a single chair across from like a big sofa. And we were supposed to sit on there and kind of, I'm supposed to put oil on myself. She's supposed to do the same. And then at some point we're rubbing on each other and we doing little like masturbating. I'm masturbating, she's masturbating, but you could tell it.
And that's another thing. So Diddy would have them like stare at each other and goon, which is something else that he wanted them to do, which is strange, but it's what he would do.
It was an act.
Right.
Like
this is a lot,
we're like in character, like one of them corny Cinemax movies. You know what I'm saying? Like the sex scene in them little Cinemax movies. So we're trying to make it look like the part, you know, and then he would give subtle cues because he's across the room and the room's dark, everything's candlelit, and he'll say like, yo, move a little bit, yo, move the candle, I can't really see, or move the body. And he would never talk to me, not one word to me, only to her. And if it's instructions for me, it goes to her and she tells me. So it was like a real scripted kind of routine, and it really went like that every single time.
So he was basically orchestrating a sex scene without directly talking to you, but telling her certain things.
Exactly.
Wow. Crazy. I seen also in the trend.
So it's almost like, not that I'm giving him this title, but it's like Cassie was Adam and Diddy's God giving the instructions, and Eve, which is him, is supposed to listen to the instructions through him. That's crazy. Crazy.
Transcript. Well, I actually heard you talk about this. That Puff will have the Muslim mask on and be naked from the neck down.
Nigga said the Muslim mask. What the fuck, bro?
What was that like? Pause.
That nigga said.
Cuckolding.
Yo, this nigga Cameron. This nigga said, pause. Yo, this nigga Cam is too Harlem, nigga. Cam, nigga, get the Harlem out of you, bruh. Bruh, the nigga said, pause.
So it was like a real scripted kind of routine, and it really went like that every single time.
So he was basically orchestrating a sex scene without directly talking to you, but telling her certain things.
Exactly.
Wow. Crazy. I seen also in the transcript, or I actually heard you talk about this, that Puff will have the Muslim mask on and be naked from the neck down.
Nigga said the Muslim mask. What the fuck, bro?
What was that like? Pause.
Cuckolding. Punch! Yo, man, this nigga Cam is funny. I'm not gonna lie. Yo, what was that like? Pause.
He's too Harlem, bro. He got to get that Harlem up out of him.
That Puff will have the Muslim mask on and be naked from the neck down. What was that like? Pause.
Bro, that was like the weirdest shit ever. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Nigga come with the thing naked from the waist down, bro. That's why I showed y'all that short of me doing that.
Like, it's already weird knowing like a dude's coming in the room, you know? But...
And mind you, this guy has erectile dysfunction, chat. He's been struggling with it his whole life. So could you imagine you've been struggling with ED your entire life? And now some dude walks in wearing a fucking, a veil? Allahu Akbar! Whacking it? And then sits in the corner.
Yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know about y'all fellas. I don't know if y'all niggas is savage like that. I don't know how comfortable y'all niggas are gonna be. But I can't be doing my thing with a chick and then her man just walk into the room. That shit, nigga, I can't. I'm not gonna be able to stay hard, bro. That's impossible. That's impossible, bro.
And it's all dark? You don't see nothing?
You know, I'm messing with the chick, and mind you, I'm seeing all this peripheral. Right. So it's extra crazy because it's not straight on. So it's at the corner of my eye. I'm like, yo, this dude got on like a veil, and he's half the time he's beating off, and he's
look at Cameron.
Bruh, I ain't gonna lie. I think Cam's face says it all, right?
Yo, Cam is like, why am I doing this interview right now?
This nigga made a book, bro. This dude made a book. Let me show you guys. Hold on. I'll keep playing the interview. I'll pull it up for you guys on the side, bro. This nigga made a book, bro.
He got his own book called Freezer Meat.
So it was definitely a difficult space to try to be in. But I ain't no front.
Cam uncomfortable, nigga. The Harlem and Cameron, nigga. Listen, us New York niggas, we get uncomfortable hearing certain shit. Like, people, it's just the New York City in us. We start hearing shit that be like, nah, chill, man. We don't want to hear that shit. Like, Cameron is like, yo, what did I just do, bro? Look, bro. Look at Cameron's face, bruh. Cameron is like, bruh, it's the New York in us, man. He said, yeah, cause the women just feel like it was insensitive.
Greedy, I want this bread. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at the scenario and I'm trying to make it work, but.
Right. Yo, dude wrote a book right here. In Search of Freezer Meat, a story of the male mental health crisis caused by erectile dysfunction and the only true cure no one is talking about, a penis implant. Bro, you can't make this shit up, bro. Guys, nigga literally wrote a book. Look at this shit, man. What is that? Bro. Bruh.
He said... hilarious.
Yo, this trial is not real, chat. This trial is, I'm fucking shocked, man.
It was tough, man. It was tough.
It was just a veil. Somebody told me he had a Yankee fitted.
Man, I would have just pled guilty.
That nigga say he
all
had a
this shit coming out
Yankee
of trial is
fitted.
crazy.
Yo, Cameron gotta stop.
Everything was just covering the face.
Cameron.
So with the pause and naked from the neck down every single time.
Every single time, man. So that's a little construed, right? It was a veil, just period. Like the ones the Muslim women wear, so you don't see anything but the eyes. But I think at some point after like the year and change, and it was a while, he wore the veil for a minute.
Right.
I think they might have figured out. I saw the TV, and at some point he just changed to a Yankee fitted. So at some point he dropped the veil, and I guess he knew. Maybe he saw the TV on, you know what I'm saying? Right. Like, I probably left it, and I guess he figured out, homie figured it out. So he stopped wearing a veil, and he was just, like, rocker fitted.
Right. I also seen...
this nigga did... trying to fuck up my whole collection. Now, guys know how I do. I got one of my bags of hats that I have over here. I got a few. I think over here I got each bag holds 65. I got 65 in this one bag here. I love hats, y'all. I got an issue with hats, man. So nigga Diddy, you telling me nigga Diddy sitting in the corner like this? And nigga Diddy sitting in the corner with a fitted on like this. And you know Diddy, right? He likes to wear his shit to the side like this. Like, I'm not sure. I don't know how niggas wear hats, so that shit is weird. How niggas wearing their hats to the side is weird. Yeah, that's definitely some weird shit. But let's keep going. I put the Yankee fitted on for the show.
You say when you and her were doing what you guys were doing, he would be pacing back and forth with a bottle of Astroglide?
Yeah, man. Every time, it was obviously.
Yeah, he said that on his testimony too. He could tell that it was Astroglide because of the purple cap, I think.
Something he was into in terms of visually watching this. So
what was being done with the Astroglide though?
I guess he's using it as lubricant to beat off. You know what I'm saying? That was, he's pleasuring himself during the action. So obviously he's using that for lube.
Yo, jacking off with the New York fitted is crazy, bro. What the
Yankee
fuck?
fitted, dog.
You go from Derek Jeter to Derek Jerk Off. God damn.
Well, cuckold.
Yeah, I mean, the whole time, that's what I thought it was.
Cam try not to laugh.
Right.
Yeah, I thought it was.
It's because you keep using the word voyeur. This is cuckold activity.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, we're going to step it up to cuckold.
Yeah. So I'm saying voyeur because
Yeah, voyeurism is just basically looking, right? But like this, yeah, 100%. This is just straight up cucking, bro.
Because that's what she said to me.
Right.
Like when I came in.
You know why? Because they down. You know why? Because voyeur don't seem as bad as cuckold. So they downplay it with the yo. I'm just a voyeur. Nah, you was an official cuckold, nigga. Because voyeur can mean you watching anybody, not your girl. Cuckold is when your girl is in play. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, I agree with that definition. I agree.
Yo, tomorrow morning, while I have y'all here, tomorrow morning, tune in. Man Talk. I'm talking about the 8 phrases that women say to men, that women use in conversation, that lets you know that they slept with a lot of guys. Tomorrow morning, get ready tomorrow morning. 8 phrases women say that just give it away that she slept with a whole bunch of men. Tomorrow's Man Talk in the morning. I'll be on 7 a.m. in the morning, my time. That's 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Get ready, y'all. It's gonna be crazy.
I agree with that. Cause voyeurism is literally anything, bro. That's just like pervy niggas that want to like look at shit. When niggas want to see specifically it be their girl, yeah, 100%. That's
he's sound cuckold. Did Puff ever participate?
Nah, man. Nah, he stayed across the room. Like I said in my testimony.
Bro, that'd be crazy if the nigga was wearing Timbs and a Yankee fitted and nothing else is naked everywhere else. That'd be crazy.
Crazy.
The closest he got to actual action, like it was one time.
Like, what the fuck?
All this stuff, almost every session happened in the living room, but it was one specific one where we got moved to the bedroom, me and her. Mm-hmm. So in the bedroom, he's in a closer proximity because he's walking around the bed. And at some point, like almost at like the strip club, he took like a stack of hundreds and just threw it on the bed while we was
Oh yeah, I told y'all about that story. I told y'all about that one. When he threw the stack of money and that shit threw him off, bro.
When me and her was having sex and we both was like what's going on? And he just was like, nah, I'm enjoying this shit.
Yeah, cause she even turned back and said, Puff, you okay? And he was like, nah, I'm just enjoying this. Cause the nigga just walked in and just, could you imagine, bro? Like, guys, you gotta, you just gotta I don't want to put your guys' minds in a dirty place, but for purposes of, you know, understanding the scenario, to understand this crime, you're sitting there and you're smashing some chick, right? Doggy style. And then, you know, you kind of know that you're being watched or whatever. But then the nigga just comes into the room, barges in, and just throws a stack of money at you and her, right? Come on, man. That's gonna be fucking weird.
Right.
You're over here like, you know, trying to focus. And on top of that, you got erectile dysfunction, right? So you're just like, you're just doing it like this with your eyes closed and shit. Trying to imagine that this is somewhat normal. Trying to fucking bust a nut, because you know if you don't, you're not gonna get a fucking job after this. Niggas are gonna fire you. And some dude fucking walks in, right, with a Yankee fitted naked, yeah, with a bunch of money, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, that's just wild.
That's crazy.
And then Cassie, she'll see what's going on, because, you know, she's obviously on all fours and shit. And because she looked back. He even said on his testimony, she looked back and was like, Puff, you okay? Nigga was smiling. He was like, yeah, I'm just enjoying this shit. You know, nigga got hype. So, yeah, bro.
And, you know, we just kept doing what we was doing.
Right. So the nigga basically, pardon me, I'm gathering information.
Yo,
crazy.
See the reaction of Cam? Some like hood dude from Harlem listening to this story is crazy.
Told you. Y'all in the bed, he's circling the room, takes out second hundred, just throw it on the bed.
Throw it on the bed.
Wow. It's crazy. Sorry about that. I was just thinking. What was the most money you made doing this with them?
Every single time I came, it was 1,200 or 2,000. But like I said, sometimes I could come 3 days in a row.
Right. So,
you know, so be 1,200, 2,000, 1,200 for that. You know what I'm saying?
For that session.
3 days. Yeah, exactly.
Got you.
Yo, this nigga said, yo, Edith said, yo, I mean, a stack is a stack, bruh. Y'all niggas ain't shit just like me. Y'all ain't shit, me. I'm with you niggas. Nigga said, hey, dog, you gotta get it how you live, nigga. Hey, dog, hey.
And it would last 2-3 days?
Yeah, 2-3 days, but not.
So 1,200 to $2,000 per day to freak off on somebody else's chick? That shit is wild.
Straight, like a few hours, I'll go home, you'll come back again.
And the reason why, guys, because he used to cycle in multiple escorts. Like, he doesn't know this Punisher, but what Diddy would do is when he would do these freak offs, he would circle in multiple escorts, and it would go for multiple days.
A few hours, I'll go home, come back again. You know,
that niggas on time. That niggas on clockwork. That's a wild nigga, man. I also seen that you say,
yo, this nigga commentary is crazy, man.
Cassie said she felt comfortable with you. Did you take that as she liked you?
Not really. I knew it was clear, man. This was something we were setting up for her dude, right? At the time, I'm thinking her husband, because she said this to me the very first encounter, right? So I didn't think it was a personable, she's into me, but obviously if this is something that has to be done based on their sexual fetish, well, she's gonna do it with somebody that, all right, I'm comfortable with this dude, you know?
Right.
So I always took it as, however the vibe was, however things went, it worked for her. So that's why she said, I want to call you back, you know?
Got you. Did Puff ever appear jealous while you guys were having intercourse or participating with each other?
Not at all, man. Not at all. It was like,
shit.
Like I told you, the focus was making sure he got the right visuals, the lighting was right, you know, put more baby oil on. Like he was into it from an enjoyment standpoint.
So, but you saying he basically never was jealous. Did Cassie ever reach out to you without Puff?
Nah.
Yeah,
that's a big no, because he had to be there.
Nah, I was strictly busy, and honestly, man, I wasn't even trying to play that, you know, get caught up in some type of
Yeah, the money was too good. He didn't want to fuck that up.
Right.
fantasy. I know one of the other dudes got caught up in some fantasy of
Yeah, the other guy, Phillips, got like started getting feelings for Cassie like a simp.
They could be together.
Yo, like I told y'all, sometimes it's like that. Like even me, I told y'all there was this super bad model status chick that I was helping back in the day in the music industry. I thought she was bad. The first time I worked with her, she put $2,500 on the table. She said, "That's for you. Thank you for coming for your service." Once I seen $2,500 for 2 hours, all that beautiful shit, how gorgeous she was, that shit went out the window. Cause now all I saw was the numbers. And then every time she called me back, hear me y'all, I'm not gonna say nothing, but every time she called me back, it was from $200 to $2,500 waiting there for me. And I ain't gonna lie, I shared the story in a live stream a long time ago on my page. If you find it, you find it. I called my brother to prove to you guys that one time this lady, she wasn't feeling good. She was sick really bad with the weather. So I brought her soup to her house. And when I got there, she came to the door in lingerie. Full-fledged lingerie, see-through. My brother was with me. And he's like, "I see you in the morning, my nigga." And I'm like, "Hold on, I see you niggas downstairs." So I went inside, so everything is good, boom, boom, this and that, boom, boom, boom. I was not gonna mess up the money. And this is something that most guys don't understand, how to be professional, how to stay professional when it comes to these situations. So I give this man a lot of credit for that. It's not easy.
I knew what it was, man. Like, right. She with a dude in $30,000 a night suites. Like I move, I can pull it off with chicks, but you know, that's a tough act to follow. You know what I'm saying? So I saw it as an opportunity, man, and I was just trying to come through with it.
Telling y'all, nigga, he know he was outclassed.
I could with that easy money, how I saw it.
Yeah, I ain't knocking him, my nigga. How was that pussy though?
Yo, that nigga. So this is the question. That they want to cancel him for. So Cam has his own Cam has a different audience. Cam has a very different audience. People want to know. And Cam's not afraid to ask the tough questions. This is Cameron. We know who Cameron is. We know. Come on. We know who Cameron is. Hey.
Yo!
Yo, listen. It is what it is. He asked the question.
What in the niggatry is going on, bro? What the fuck?
Don't act like y'all niggas didn't want to know. Don't act like it.
I ain't gonna lie, guys, this is why Cameron is one of my favorite rappers. When I used to listen to hip hop heavy back in the day, this guy was actually one of my favorite rappers, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. Yo, what the Yo, nigga, cut to the chase and ask the real questions, man.
Right.
Yo, W journalism, bro.
Hey,
nigga asking what
he's a journalist. I told y'all.
He's asking what the rest of us want to know.
Right.
Yo.
Ain't nothing wrong.
Wow.
Cameron just, yo,
like the goddamn video, motherfucker. Smash that like button, bro.
Cuckolding.
Punch. Yo, this shit is comedy, man. Yo, smash that fucking like button. And guys, the reason why this is even funnier for me because you guys got to look at it from my perspective, right? This shit's funny for me because I sat in the courtroom. So when I sat in the courtroom, I listened to the Punisher straight up. I listened to this guy, like, on the stand, saying this shit. I'm in the courtroom. I can hear everything. I'm taking notes meticulously, right? Because I'm like, all right, I got to report on this later on. So I'm taking notes. So I know this case to a very deep level, right? So it's really funny for me to be here, listen to this broadcast with Cam, knowing all the shit that I know and hearing all the other testimony I've heard, right? Because in my head, as he's telling the story, I'm pausing it and then giving you guys the full backstory of what happened, right? And explaining things and weaving things together. Because what ends up happening, right, if you're paying attention to the trial, witnesses' statements all start to match up. So for me, this is extra entertaining. Because I've heard this testimony, but now he's able to tell it in a more candid manner with Cam. Because obviously, when he's there and the prosecutor's asking him questions, it's all business, right? He's got to answer the questions, be proper, don't go too far. He can't go into details. They'll object if he says too much shit. So now I'm hearing the testimony kind of unedited, right?
In a hood
same testimony. And then Cam, instead of being the prosecutor asking questions about the crime, this nigga's asking the questions that the rest of us want to hear. So this makes it extra fucking funny for me, man. I ain't gonna lie. And probably for you guys too. If you guys have been watching my Diddy coverage, you guys know I go in crazy detail. A lot of you guys are probably very well aware of the case as well now at this point, if you guys have been watching this channel, right? So anyway, let's get back to it, man. I gotta rewind that part a little bit, bro. This shit crazy.
Stuff I have to follow, you know what I'm saying? So I saw it as an opportunity, man, and I was just trying to come through to, you know, come up whatever way I could with that easy money, how I saw it.
Yeah, I ain't knocking you, my nigga. How was that pussy, though?
I mean, bro.
Look, he's got to hold back the laughter.
Come on, man.
He even knows that shit was crazy. Niggas holding back the laughter. You see his lip quivering right there? Pause.
Even if it was fire.
Bro, was the pussy good for your family? Let's stop with political shit. We was Harlem time, my nigga. You 39th Street or 40.
We Harlem time, my nigga.
He said we on Harlem time.
Yeah, because I think this guy's from Harlem too, actually.
Yo.
This guy's from Harlem too. And you can tell, bro, that you know how New York people sound when they talk.
How was that pussy, my nigga?
Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I couldn't get there, bro.
Okay.
Like, I got a 2-piece.
Well, y'all know, because obviously niggas is searching freezer meat. That's why. That's why he couldn't get there. Bro has erectile dysfunction.
And back and forth, beating his joint. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My peripherals, my spider senses is wilding. You know what I'm saying? And especially when I found out it was Puff. When I found out it was Puff, it got all the way worse because if you grew up in Harlem, if you grew up in that era, I can't validate it, but everybody knows there's rumors, right? There's rumors that he could be, you know, interested in dudes. So the whole time I'm semi-paranoid. Like
now, what Cassie would do is she would tell the strippers that Diddy's not gay and he's not going to touch them. Because there were a few times where some of the escorts would get nervous because they didn't know Puff like that, but she would always assure them, look, he's never gonna touch you, he's not gay. He's just gonna be in the back watching.
People, I can't confirm nothing, but if I ever heard stories that are not confirmed about anybody, y'all have to understand where he felt like he couldn't get all the way, you know what I'm saying? He couldn't get, bro, cause you be feeling like, damn, like, my nigga, I'm vulnerable. I ain't got no clothes on. He ain't got no clothes on. You know what I'm saying? The tides could turn real fast. So I have to understand the big dog, you feel what I'm saying? It's crazy, y'all. This is freaking nuts. I told y'all it was gonna be a wild stream. But listen, y'all, I'm gonna give y'all back y'all wonderful evening, morning. For some of y'all, thank you guys for always tuning in, showing up, showing out, showing love. Thank you for all the supporters. Thank you for all the subscribers. Thank you so much. It means the world to me. Thank you for hitting the like button. I see y'all in the morning. 8 phrases women use that automatically tells you she's had a lot of bodies. Y'all already know what time it is. Y'all know we going in the morning, right? Yeah. Y'all know how I give it up. True Hall of Fame. I appreciate everybody showing up, showing out, showing love. Thank you guys so much, man. I see you on the flip side. Ya tú sabes. One.